And welcome. You'll come forward to be sworn as a witness. Wherever you're comfortable, if you'll face me and raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you'll follow the bailiff now to the ramp that leads up to the witness chair, please watch your step. When you get to the chair, go ahead, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. That microphone in front of you is fully adjustable.
Deputy Cruz, can you state your name for the record?
Nicholas Cruz, C-R-U-Z.
And, sir, you're employed with the Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been employed with the Sheriff's Office?
Since July 18, 2005.
And you're a patrol deputy?
Yes, ma'am.
Back in March of 2017, were you also a patrol deputy?
In a different sense, I was on the motor squad. I was a motor unit at the time.
Okay, and then as you sit here today, what unit are you a part of?
I'm a District 4 patrol.
Okay. What's the difference between the motor unit versus patrol?
At that time, I drove an unmarked car and had a motorcycle as well. So it was more traffic-related duties. Now I do more patrol duties and answer calls for service that are generated from our comm center, like 911 calls, domestic, things like that.
Okay, and back in March of 2017, as a deputy with the motor unit, did you have a uniform or were you plainclothes?
I was uniformed. Similar to this, the only thing, the pants were tapered, and I had boots that came up to like just below my knee.
Okay. Now, on March 13th of 2017, were you asked to respond to a residence off of Shell Point Road?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that in reference to a vehicle that was spotted that the Sheriff's Office had been looking for?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do once you arrived at that residence?
Well, we were instructed by several supervisors that there had been an alert out for our vehicle. So we gathered a bunch of deputies to kind of go to the area and where the vehicle was seen or was called in from a tip. There were some undercovers who were in the area in unmarked vehicles that had an eye or eyeball that were viewing the car and people in it. So we came up with a plan on how we're going to approach and sort of verge or converge on the vehicle, and that's what we did.
Now, at some point, was the decision made and the command given for you and the undercover individuals to approach that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
What side of the vehicle did you approach?
The driver's side of the vehicle.
Once you approached the driver's side of that vehicle, did you see anybody inside of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Where and what person?
I noticed two individuals in the vehicle. One was in the front passenger, and there was one in the rear on the driver's side of the vehicle.
The person in the rear driver's side, was that male or female?
Female.
The person in the front passenger side, was that a male or a female?
Ma'am.
And did you ultimately come in contact with the person in the female in the rear driver's side?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that.
Well, at the point where we were converging on the vehicle, there was the team that was going to address the male that was sitting in front, and we knew that the female in the back was a victim based on the reports that we had. So my job at the time was, once they made contact with the driver and got his attention, my duties were to extract her from the vehicle, from the driver's side.
And did you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Once you were able to extract her from the vehicle, what did you do?
I quickly rushed her from the scene. I observed that she had some injuries to her hand, to her wrist area, and then I quickly got her into my unmarked Crown Vic at the time, and I drove her to our district office, which is probably about 3.5 miles away, and ordered medical to meet us there, and just got her away from the scene.
Did you ultimately identify her as being Alyssa Summers?
Yes, ma'am.
What was her demeanor like when you extracted her from the vehicle and got her away from that situation?
From the point of my initial contact to the drive, there was a range of emotions. Grateful for being helped, frantic, scared, crying, and ultimately, she was happy to be out of the situation, but still kind of shocked that like a surreal moment for her.
Now, while you were transporting her to the district, did you ask her any questions about what had transpired between her and the male that was in the front passenger seat of that vehicle?
My initial questions for her was, how was she feeling? Was she hurt and whatnot? She complained of the wrist, being cut on the wrist, and then she said, he cut me on the wrist.
Without telling us what she told you,
Sustained.
did you ascertain some initial facts from Ms. Summers as to what happened?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you later on provide that information to any of the lead detectives in this case?
I did, and I also wrote it in my interview with her as part of my report, my supplement to this case.
Was it a brief conversation?
Yes.
Did you have any other involvement?
No, ma'am.
Once you took her to the district and she was treated, did you remain there with her or go about your duties elsewhere?
Only for a couple moments until I handed her over to the medical staff, Hillsborough County Fire Rescue, who was there to tend to her. And at that point, I reached the detectives. They asked similar, hey, did she say anything? I said, yeah, this is what she said. And I said, I'm going to put it in my report. And that was it. At that point, I was cleared from the scene.
The state will pass the witness.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Deputy.
Good afternoon, sir.
Just a few questions.
Yes, sir.
When Mrs. Mathewson was taken out of the vehicle, was there any resistance to getting her out?
From her, no.
From her, no. Was she tied to the vehicle?
She was not, but she had something wrapped around her, I believe her left wrist.
Her left wrist?
I believe so.
Yes. Did you notice a string hanging from her right arm?
There was something on one of her wrists. I don't recall what it was, but I noticed it was some kind of cloth wrapped on something, and you could see blood on it.
Okay. And who was at the District 4 office when you met?
Range, specifically for her, or just?
Yes, for her.
Medical staff and detectives that were working the case.
Was it Detective Steele?
I don't recall. It was there was a bunch of detectives that were there.
And you said it was just a few-minute drive from the arrest scene to the District 4 office?
Yeah, it was about 3.5 miles, I think I said, something like that.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
May this witness be released by the state?
Yes.
And released by the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Released. You may step down. You may be released as a witness at this
Have a
time.
blessed day.
Thank you. I'll ask the state to please call your next witness.
State calls Corporal Richard Blair.
Corporal Blair.